just a little bit away from first pitch. And on the mound today, Todd Anderson. And singing, it's not hard to see, he's been outstanding.
Well, you just take a look at the numbers, ERA in the low ones. He's clearly been one of the best pitchers in the league this year. I mean, just dynamic stuff. It's electric as well as it comes through the zone. Hitters trying to figure out what he's doing. So hard to think with. And the only bad thing for him is that your ERA can really only go up. It's hard to take it down lower unless you throw a shutout. So we'll see what he's got in this one.
And that finds the mark on the outside corner. And the count is 0-2. Breaking ball misses down and away. That one down the line, and that's just foul. And here it comes. And that one almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
And it remains 2-2. Got him. And there's one away. Jackson Holliday now at the plate. Hitless in 4 at-bats yesterday. And first offering is fouled off. Anderson, a multi-Cy Young Award winner. He features a four-seam fastball, a changeup, a slurve, and he occasionally uses a curve. One down, base is empty. Swings through that one for strike 2.
Boom, that's cheddar, baby.
On the ground to third, and it stays fair. Now he'll turn for second. The throw in, and he'll pull into second safely.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at-bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep.
One out, runner at second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the next to hit.
He's been tearing it up at the plate recently, hitting better than .350 this month.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Siggy, this is a guy that grew up in big league clubhouses, and it's something that you see throughout the game. Sons whose fathers also played the majors. In the dirt.
1 ball, 1 strike.
1 out and a runner at second here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. And they'll score first. It's 1-0.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
Runner on at first with 1 gone. Now the Minnesota cleanup hitter, Aaron Judge. Ball 1, no strikes.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire's strike zone.
A little up front there as he swings through it.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
Line drive to short and caught.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
And next for Minnesota, Wenzel Perez. Perez with 4 runs batted in his last game. That one finds the zone. 0-1.
I was really impressed with how he came through for the team in that last game, Boog. The all-time leader in 4 RBI games, Lou Gehrig with 101. I'm just a little further down the list, Boog, with 4.
In the dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Here's a 1-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. On the ground to third. Throws to first, and that'll do it. A run on 2 hits, and they leave 1. On to the bottom of the first. It's the Twins 1 and the Orioles nothing. Second inning set to go. Now it's the Twins DH, Zach DeZenzo. Anderson back to work. DeZenzo batting 6th in today's lineup. He's usually a third baseman, but today he's the designated hitter.
A little bit of a day off for him. Instead of being at the hot corner, he can just kind of put the batting gloves on, hold the bat as he sits on the bench waiting for his time to hit.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Pretty much textbook pitching for the 3-pitch K right there. Jumped ahead 0-2 on 2 pitches he didn't want to go after at the plate. Then, knowing he's going to be a little more aggressive trying to protect, he expands just out of the zone where he couldn't do anything with it. He gets the strikeout and keeps the pitches thrown to a minimum. Very nice.
Digging in, Oswald Peraza.
A lot of clutch hitting from him recently. Over the last 10 games, he's knocked in 10 runs.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. And a strike on the outside edge.
Quickly down 0-2 in the count. I think you got to choke up a little bit, spread out the feet. You don't know what the velocity or the location of this next pitch is going to be.
1 down, base is empty. Fights it off, he'll see another. The shortstop takes the ball.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
And a ball evens the count. Tied up here in the early going. That one a little bit high, and the count is filled up.
I think he wanted that call on the upper part of the zone, but just didn't get it. Now he's just trying to get a better feel for how much it missed so he can adjust his sights just a little bit.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
This guy will throw any pitch at any count. 3-2. He goes off speed, gets the out.
Culpepper.
Two outs, base is empty. And now it's going to be Kalen Culpepper. And that drops in for a strike. Next offering popped in the air, right field. Ritchie makes the play, and it's out number 3. So they go quietly there. Now to the bottom of the second. All tied 1-1. Back here at the ballpark, coming off a series where they were red hot at the plate, and a look at the numbers. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Oh, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Just kept it simple. Played Pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there was just no one there to knock it down.
Next to hit, Leo Velez. And a swing and a miss.
No ball. 1 strike.
Next offering is downstairs.
Well, with the amount of pitches that can end up in the dirt, a good secondary lead doesn't have to get away from the catcher, but if you're anticipating based off the trajectory.
Rocchio, there's one. Relay to first, double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Now the number 2 hitter, Jackson Holiday, doubled his first time. Just missed.
That's inside.
Bunting, and it's right in front of the plate. And that's a bunt single that was placed perfectly.
It doesn't surprise anyone when he gets on base by dropping down a bunt. I mean, this is just the latest example of him using his speed to his advantage and showing off his skills with the bat. That was very nice.
2 outs, runner at first. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That one misses, and it's 1-0.
1 ball, no strike.
Hard hit to third. They take the force out. That ends the frame. Twins wind up stranding 1. Still tied 1-1. As we go to the top of the 4th. And now the right fielder, Aaron Judge. Inside corner at the knees. That's a strike. Good fastball. Check swing, and he held up.
That's big right there, being able to check your swing. Think about the count swing. Instead of 0-2, he's sitting 1-1 against a really good arm.
Judge waits. Hard hit left side. Tosses across to first. That's the first out in the top of the 4th.
Now batting, the 7th fielder, Wenzel Perez.
So up next, Wenzel Perez. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. Now one missed. 1 out, bases empty. That misses. 2-0. On the corner for a strike.
In today's game, not that many fastball counts, but hitters still in the back of their minds, they're looking for one. 2-0 changeup call right there. Excellent pitch selection to go with.
Up the middle. Smith. And that quickly 2 away.
Talk about being able to dial up the velocity. That first baseman over there might need a little pad inside that first baseman's mitt.
And now the DH, Zach DeZenzo. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. In there at the knees. Strike one. And he takes a strike.
Well, he didn't like those first two pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
2 down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4. Struck him out looking. Twins are set down 1-2-3. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. Anderson back to work. That one misses. Ball one. Peraza, 32 years old, and he's been on a good run at the plate, hitting over .325 in his last 10 games. And that misses. Ball two.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
He's been able to go inside as well as outside, effectively working both sides of the plate in this at bat.
Breaking ball misses down and away.
He hasn't fallen behind in the count like this all day. He's in danger of walking his first batter right here.
And a foul ball. Strikes him out for the second time today.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
And the batter now, Kalen Culpepper. He's 0 for 1. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
1-0.
That's to third. Tosses to first.
Yep,
and the first two set down in the top of the fifth.
The catcher, Eddie Nivar.
Here's the catcher to hit, Eddie Nivar. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect label over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
This game has been so tight, feels like the next team to score will win it.
On the ground right side, and foul ball. Pitch misses, and that's ball one. Swings and misses. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors. Last half of the 5th coming up. All tied 1-1. New inning getting started. And here's the Twins leadoff guy, Leo Velez. And that one missing low. And there's a base hit to left. And they had their first base runner since the 3rd inning.
Well, that may end up being an at-bat we go back to later on when this game is over. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
No outs, runner at first. Jackson Holliday getting ready to hit. Third baseman playing on the edge of the grass looking for the sac bunt. Change up on the corner, and that's a strike. Grounder might be 2. Glove flip to second, on to first, safe. So they get one, but a really nice try there. Guerrero Jr. now. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
No ball. 1 strike.
Snap throw to first. And he's back in easily. Right through there for a strike.
The 2 strikes. May see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
And that's in the dirt. Missed with a changeup. Now 2-2. That's a little bit low.
So here we go. Base runner at first. Could be running on the pitch. He's got good enough speed to steal the bag to get in scoring position, even if it's a swing and miss at the plate.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Oh, very close with the location right there. It's just tough to get rewarded on the call with pitches near the top of the strike zone.
Here is Aaron Judge. 0 for 2 in this one.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play.
In there for strike 1.
Boog, that hook's looking pretty sharp today. Just a solid pitching performance so far, and I really think it's because of that curveball.
2 on, 1 out. And Judge spoils that one.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
There comes an 0-2 to Judge. And downstairs. Breaking ball misses down and away. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And he's up to 7 strikeouts.
So far, just one of those days for this lineup. You get a couple of runners on, and you're looking at having a big inning. And that strikeout right there just pours water on the fire. You look for the next hitter to step up and try to do something, pick up his teammate and his glove.
Wenzel Perez, the next Twin up to hit. He's grounded out a couple of times. First offering, and it just misses. Two on, two outs. Swings through that one.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-1.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Outside with a breaking ball. Zach DeZenzo in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Two outs. Strike two, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. And he grounds one to the right side. In plenty of time to first, and that is that. Two left on. 6, 7, 8, 2 in the bottom of the sixth. It's the Orioles 2 and the Twins 1. Welcome back. We're in the seventh. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Vernon Santana.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves, late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Anderson struck out 7 against 1 earned run in 6 innings.
Went out there and gave him a good shot in this one, Boog, and he can be proud of that. I'm sure his teammates appreciated how much he did to help get them this W.